really hard walking with crutch. Mainly because of the way that this is. I'm always looking down to make sure I'm putting it in the spot. Ow, that'll work. And the ground around here, certain parts of it are really soft. That I put the crutch in and it goes down like an inch and a half. And I gotta yank it back out. And if I try to put weight on it, it doesn't really help me out. So I imagine that Booth wouldn't have wanted to walk at all. And of course we know he was in legitimate pain as opposed to silly me, who just has a splint on it. So really he probably would have sent Davy around to do anything. Go fetch water, or to go check out a strange noise that he heard, while he would just kind of lay there with his guns hoping that Davy would come back and not somebody else. But yeah, it's a lot of exercise using this crutch.
My grandfather's grandfather, I found his diary. In April 1865, he wrote a long entry. He still was but a young boy, fishing by a stream. A ragged stranger with a crutch appeared like a bad dream. His left leg, it was broken. His right hand held a gun. He said, I see you have some food, I'll help myself to some. His shirt had spotted bloodstains, already turning brown. He tore it off his body and dismissed it to the ground. He spoke some words in Latin in an educated voice. My ancestor gave bread to him, he did not have a choice. The news was still a secret. How could he know the truth? This man just killed the president. This man was John Wilkes Booth. John Wilkes Booth.
So quiet. Just the sound of the frogs. Well, there was a toad not too long ago, hopped on my blanket. I tried to scare him off with my crutch. I don't know how far he got. Kind of lost him in the underbrush. So he might be hopping back this way. I would rather not have him in my bed. Well, the light for the camera has gone, and I just have my candle going right now. I'm about ready for bed. Plus the wind is picking up and I'm afraid it's probably going to blow out my candle like it did yesterday. So before that happens, I'm going to say goodnight. It's early again. It's only about 8:20. But, you know, once you lose the sunlight, can't use the camera. Instead of sitting in the dark worrying about stuff, might as well try to get some shut-eye. Hopefully it'll be better than last night. I'm going to wrap myself in my blanket early and hope that I can retain the heat from the day instead of freezing later. I don't want to keep the candle going too long. Who knows what federal troops might be out there, might be able to see the light from my fire. Well, until tomorrow morning, it's Dave Taylor signing off from the Pine Thicket.
I'm as restless in the springtime as a reed in a breeze. I'm a rover when Texas wears green. Though I sing through the long days as I ride along, the nighttime brings heartaches to me. When the sun goes down and memories hang around, I get lonesome like nobody knows.
Well, it's about 6:30. Sun is coming up. I don't think it's quite up yet. You can't tell because of the trees. Well, I survived my second night. Oh, I guess. Sorry. Well, it wasn't as cold as it was the first night, even though I was worrying that I was going to have chills, but it never got too bad, and right now it's probably about the same temperature that it was all night. And so I never ended up wrapping this blanket. I was going to wrap it around myself while also having this one, but in fact I was pretty good just with this one blanket tonight. And I used my hat as a pillow. Oh, now it's got a big hole in it from my head. And that was not the most comfortable. And when I lay exactly like this, it was fine, but also with the splint on my leg, cannot really turn on your side for very long. That, and this is ground, and even though it's a kind of softer ground, just laying on your side just kills your hips. And so most of the time I was laying like this, trying to get the sleep that I could. I see a few clouds, but they could just be morning clouds. We'll see what the day brings. I did have my knife at my side last night, and there were a couple times where some strange noises woke me up, and I grasped at this and shot my head up like a meerkat, looking around to see what that noise was. Nothing never saw anything, even though it was bright with the moon. But just the noises of things creeping around me and stuff falling from trees. Every once in a while it would be loud enough or close enough to give me a little shock. I'm gonna go handheld for a minute so I can just give you a nice overview of my campsite this morning. It's been a while since I showed the whole thing to you. So here we go. Pardon the shaky hand. So here we have my bed. Of course I brought with me, I always had near me, my crutch, which I'm leaning on now. And my one Colt there, my knife there, another Colt there, all on my belt. And my blanket. The old stump, I did some reading on it yesterday. Panning around. Got an extra one of those little lanterns and a candle. I haven't used that one, I've just used the one. But in case I need another one, I got that laid out. Well, it's back to my bed again. And there's the lantern I used last night and the night before. Ugh, sorry. Let's take it off there. Oh, there's some deer. Well, that was the first glimpse of deer I've seen since I've been here. When I was wrapping up my little tour of the campsite, suddenly I see a white tail just booking it back up the little ridge across the way. And so I quickly tried to see if I could get one. That one was long gone, but luckily that one doe stayed behind, so I got that little shot of her. But that's the first evidence that I've come across of seeing any of them or hearing them either. And then they were quiet, except at one point, I don't know which one, but I heard a very loud snort. It was a type of thing. And that was pretty loud compared to how quiet I would think deer to be. And so I can understand why Booth and Harold knew they needed to get rid of their horses, because even those involuntary noises, just like from a deer, from a horse, can be quite loud, and it could carry in a pretty silent place like this.